This week on CTV, we have a good reason to get the meningococcal vaccine. Check in with the robotics team and talk prom fundraising, all that and more. So stay tuned. One week from today, the City of Independence and our school district will hold a vaccination for the meningococcal disease. The state of Missouri now requires incoming seniors to receive 2 doses. CTV's Molly McConnell talked to Chrisman students and parents about the new requirement and has why you should get your shots.
What is meningococcal disease?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I do not.
I don't know.
It is inflammation, an infection of the meninges. The meninges is the covering that surrounds the brain.
An extreme example of the power of meningococcal disease involves a healthy young college student from Wyoming. Mackenzie Hartwig fell ill at a volleyball tournament in 2001. Mere hours later, she died from meningococcal disease. Now, only 11% of cases end in death, but more common results include rashes, loss of motor skills, and loss of limbs. The federal government started recommending young people receive 2 doses of the vaccination in 2010.
As a parent, since there's been so many kids that have gotten really sick from that, then I think that I would want my child to have it to be protected.
At next week's vaccination clinic, students will receive 1 dose. If you have any questions, see Nurse Fisher or Nurse Brackenberry in the front office. This is Molly McConnell reporting for CTV.
Still a couple weeks left for those interested in playing baseball to receive a physical. Any athlete interested in trying out for baseball this spring must have one on file prior to February 29th. Chrisman will offer them for free on Thursday, February 25th from 5 to 8 in the small gym. You must bring a completed physical form with you that night or a parent must accompany you. You can get the forms in the office. It's 12 weeks away, but planning for prom is well underway. The last dance of the year also happens to be the most expensive. As CTV's Kayla Crosby tells us, that means a lot of fundraising.
The prom committee held their first fundraiser at Main Event last month. Students who bought a wristband received 5 hours of unlimited bowling, pool, and much more.
Main Event was awesome. We needed to have 30 kids show up, and we had 87.
To have the prom juniors and seniors want this year, the prom committee will focus a lot on fundraising over the next couple of months.
Maybe doing grade level t-shirts.
We've had complaints before about how they're boring or nobody wants to go to them. And so we tried to choose fun ones. So we've recently done Main Event, and then the next one coming up is at Sky Zone. So they're fun things I feel like teenagers would like to do.
Right now, the students on the prom committee are trying to work out all the details for the dance.
For prom, currently we have a lot of different ideas for theme, which is basically the main idea. There's not really much else we can do because we already chose the location, which is at Arrowhead. We can choose the DJ, but that's mostly an administration thing. And then we're trying to decide if we should have a professional photographer or have a photo booth. And I think we're leaning towards photo booth because they're more fun and you get unlimited pictures.
Well, there's some themes being thrown around, like Footloose is one of them, like the movie, Disney, Masquerade, Alice in Wonderland. Those are the ones I can remember.
Students will vote on a theme Friday. The next prom fundraiser will be next week at Sky Zone. For Adriana Tonga, this is Kayla Crosby reporting for CTV.
February 23rd is Spirit Night for Chrisman students and staff at Chick-fil-A from 4 to 8. The restaurant will donate a percentage of the sales to the Leader Academy Impact Project. So come out and support your school and do your part to help make a positive impact on the community. FBLA put up a good showing at districts this week. 5 Bears in Business advanced to state competition, including Ronnie Cravens, Anna Orenick, Sam Wimberly, Nick Steele, and Dylan Culp. Way to go, Bears. Contest is coming soon for choir, orchestra, and band. CTV's Daryl Shaw talked to some participants about the preparation behind districts.
Typically, students of the choir, band, and orchestra work as a team. In 3 short weeks, they'll be on their own.
Solo and ensemble contest is a district and then a state contest in which people go and they form small groups or solos and they sing 2 pieces for judges, and if they get a 1 rating, they go on to state.
Participants say they compete not only with other schools, but themselves.
I've been practicing every day. I practice during class, when I get home. If I have a game, I'll practice before my basketball game. Just practice all the time.
The competition isn't the only challenge. Some balance multiple performances.
Yeah, I'm doing a solo and a duet with a good buddy of mine named Daryl Malik Shaw. It's pretty stressful to do more than one thing there. I mean, you have to practice more than one song. You have to kind of get those songs memorized.
In my opinion, it's very stressful just because you have to memorize so many more pieces than other people.
All participants go into contest with at least one common goal:
Get a 1 and go to state.
Well, our sextet's going to get a 1.
To get a 1 rating.
And our octet's going to get a 1.
I plan to get a 1 in as many ensembles as well as my solo.
With Christian Borton, I'm Daryl Shaw, reporting for CTV.
Still ahead on CTV, you might not hear much about them, but the robotics team is one of the most successful in the area. We check in on how preparations are coming along for this year's competition.
This past weekend, Chrisman's theater department put on a bone-chilling performance.
It was scary, you know, it's kind of creepy at times. It was a great play. Everybody should come and see it.
The actors I loved. Every character was actually very well done and had it was lively.
You've probably seen people wearing Deadpool merchandise, but...
Wait! You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
As I was trying to say, there's a movie about him coming out. It's rated R. It comes out in theaters February 12th.
Check out DeadpoolWebsite.com for my Red Band trailer. Make sure to ask your mommy and tell her to call me. She's got the number.
This week, inside the classroom, we have a tale of 2 English classes. Last week, Ms. Fetter's classes did a poetry jam in the atrium, complete with music, food, and drinks. The project was the culmination to the class until over poetry. Last month, Ms. Meyer's class did an activity with Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous I Have a Dream speech. Each student picked his or her favorite part and read it aloud in class. Mark your calendars, College Bound Bears. The district will host a Fast with Friendsby 2 weeks from today from 5 to 7 at Van Horn. Come get your questions answered and finish your FAFSA so you can get help paying for college. Remember, Herndon applications are due tomorrow. Apply online or see your counselor for an application. Success lies in room 22 here at William Chrisman, but this achievement goes unnoticed by many. CTV's Kinsey Boyd takes a closer look at the robotics team and their prosperous past.
Robotics is a team. It's called a sport for the mind, and in robotics we build a robot.
Robotics, one of the more successful yet more unfamiliar teams to most here at Chrisman. We went down to the basement to find out the secret of all their success.
But every year we are given a game or a challenge, and we have to approach that challenge mechanically, electrically, with programming, and in any sense of the word, just designing and engineering what we need.
It might sound a bit complex to those outside of the team, but it's more than just building robots.
On top of the engineering and the designing and critical thinking, we also have a full group of teammates that focus on public relations, marketing, website design, graphic design, photography, videography. Anything that can be involved in a business has the possibility to be involved with robotics.
While this might sound like a fun little hobby, it takes a lot of hard work and complex skill.
In our off season, we meet once a week. We meet every Wednesday. And during the season, that is basically the first week in January for about 6.5 weeks.
So far, it looks like this hard work has been paying off.
My hope is that we have the first robot put together by Monday or Tuesday, and that we can be testing while the rest of the team works on the second robot. We always build 2 robots because we have to ship one off, and we use the second one to practice with and find errors in our design before we get to competition.
With Kyle Taylor, I'm Kinsey Boyd reporting for CTV.
There's still time to get your Valentine in. A rose, FCC LA will deliver them through tomorrow, and you can order your roses at lunch for $1 each or $10 for a dozen. We're a couple days away from Valentine's Day, as CTV's Richard Bone found out for some it's a big deal, for others, not so much.
Valentine's Day can be a polarizing occasion. Some love it, some don't.
I think it's kind of dumb because you should show the person that you care for them every day, not just one specific day.
I think Valentine's Day is really cute if you have somebody to spoil, but I don't.
Some that don't like it say it's just a way for businesses to make money. Mrs. Perry says the holiday is useful for her marketing class.
Since I study marketing, I've
found out over the years that it's a very insincere holiday, and that all the hype around Valentine's Day is just a marketing ploy to make money. It's not really about love.
It's not just students with mixed feelings. Some married couples at Chrisman aren't even on the same page when it comes to Cupid's holiday.
Valentine's Day is a great holiday where you can recognize the person you love. And for guys, it sometimes can be a chore. Ladies love it.
Valentine's Day is probably my least favorite holiday.
For Destiny Farmer, I'm Richard Boehm, reporting for CTV.
Up next, how our fellow Bears took in the Super Bowl, and we look ahead to the next big event in sports, NBA All-Star Weekend.
I choose not to smoke because not only is it a good decision for my health, but it affects everyone around me. I have nieces and nephews and a little brother, and I want to be that good role model that I never had access to.
Smoking is really, really bad for cystic fibrosis patients. I actually have a problem where when I'm exposed to cigarette smoke, even if it's just a single cigarette, my lungs will actually start bleeding. The blood vessels inside the lungs burst, and it just fills my lungs with blood and can become fatal very fast.
They might not think it affects other people, but the secondhand smoke can definitely affect everybody around them.
When you choose to smoke, it's not just because it's your right to smoke, you're also taking away other people's right to clean air.
In media, it used to be portrayed as something cool that everyone did, and now it needs to be portrayed as what it truly is, which is a danger to our health and everyone around us. It's not something that should be encouraged, it's something that we need to see the truth behind.
The NFL season ended Sunday when the Broncos defeated the Panthers. CTV's John Robertson talked to students about the Super Bowl fun.
This year marks the 50th Super Bowl, an event where the hype increases every year regardless of which team squares off. Football fans around Chrisman all participate in their own Super Bowl Sunday traditions.
Just hang out at home with my family and eat some chips and dip.
Have a pool party, like shooting pool.
Watch the Super Bowl maybe at pastor's house or somebody else's house.
But Super Bowl Sunday this year was different for some.
Nah, I usually don't do anything, actually.
No, we usually just go to my grandpa's house and eat like rotel or like wings or something. But this year I bought a pool table a couple weeks ago, so that's why I'm breaking in.
Switch it up sometimes. Sometimes I watch it at home, or sometimes I just watch it at a friend's house.
One thing that didn't change, once the action began, the attention wasn't completely on the game.
I watch the Super Bowl for a little bit of both. I think the commercials are the best part if the game's boring.
Probably the commercials. I really don't care about football unless it's the Chiefs, so I just like seeing the funny commercials.
With this year's big game in the books, some at Chrisman are already excited for next season.
I think that the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl next year.
I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win the Super Bowl next year.
For CTV's Tyler Woodward, I'm John Robertson reporting for CTV.
The next big event on the sports calendar is NBA All-Star Weekend. CTV's Devontae Brown talked with students about what they enjoy most about the exhibition weekend.
With Super Bowl weekend coming to an end, NBA All-Star Weekend is coming upon us rather quickly, featuring various NBA stars.
My favorite player is Stephen Curry.
My favorite NBA player would have to be Jahlil Okafor.
My favorite NBA player is Carmelo Anthony.
And of course, he made it to All-Star Weekend. I'm looking forward to two events, the dunk contest and the three-point contest.
Going now. People who aren't big NBA fans can even enjoy the activities over the weekend.
The event I'm most looking forward to would definitely have to be the Celebrity All-Star Game because, one, it's fun, it's relaxed, chilled. It's really funny, too, to watch because just like Kevin Hart, he's coaching the team this year, so I always look forward to watching him.
NBA All-Star Weekend will begin Friday, February 12th with the Rising Stars practice, ongoing till Sunday, February 14th, wrapping things up with the All-Star Game at 8:30 p.m. For Bacardi Hill, I'm Devontae Brown, reporting for CTV.